guys, welcome back to Strong Successful Male. So for today, I'm going to go over this really good article titled How Women Use Men. And guys, this whole article is going to go over all the different tricks and tactics that the gals use to get their way with the men in their lives, whether it's guys they're dating or in relationships. So this is going to be good for everybody to listen to, but especially you relationship guys, because mark my words, there's going to be things in here. If you're old enough, you've been in enough relationships in your life, some of these things that the author here is going to be talking about is dead on. You're going to recognize some of these, and hopefully, since you watch my channel regularly, this isn't something you're experiencing right now, because if it is, get out of there. Do not stay in that relationship. It's not good. Now, here's the thing. This article is not written by a man. This article is written by a woman. Now, I know what you're probably thinking here, like, hey, it takes one to know one, but you know what? I look at this like how sometimes the FBI will hire former hackers to come work for them in the cybersecurity and all that type of things to catch other crooks, essentially hiring criminals to catch criminals. So that's kind of what we have going on here. And I do think actually she is one of the few that actually likes guys and is trying to help them out, and therefore she's writing this article to help dudes. But you get my point about the feds hiring criminals to catch criminals to see what they do, because they know the tricks. So that's what we got going here. So this is definitely a good one here. I think you all will get something out of this. So it starts off, again, the title is How Women Use Men. How Women Abuse Certain Powers That They Have Over Men. She says, women have power over men. Women are well aware of that. Many women use this power to get what they want and when they want out of the man. I've seen women use and abuse the power that they have over their partners to the point that cause their male partners to suffer. We don't speak about it, but traditionally women were taught how to exploit men. They learn at an early age the manipulation tactics. How many little girls can cry like that to get their way, right? She says, you see, since ancient times, men would provide resources for women while women would nurture them, money and sex. Women need resources and men want to be nurtured. Well, let's define nurtured. Nurtured like they're there and being there for you, or nurtured like her getting her freak on with you. She says, don't get me wrong. There are men that use women too. I believe, though, that women using men is more common and socially acceptable, especially for women who have fewer opportunities for themselves. Well, guess what? We're in the era of equality, and more than half of women are graduating colleges compared to men, because men realize going to college isn't exactly worth it nowadays in many areas. So you have a lot of gals that are doing extremely well for themselves. And hey, you know what? Anybody that works hard and goes for it, I respect. But nevertheless, we don't have a society full of gals that are dependent on a guy for resources. They can get it themselves, and we have seen this. She says, my step-grandmother used to say, don't settle for a donkey when you can have a horse. Some women look for certain types of men that will provide for them better lives. Sometimes they take it too far. As a result, many men suffer and women get away with it. Absolutely right. A lot of the crap that the gals pull, and I'm not saying they all do this, but there are some really bad stories, bad situations out there, and I'm sure some of you guys have dealt with it in varying degrees. If guys did that on the same level, it'd be a totally different ballgame, and we know it. You can imagine all the labels that'd be thrown at us. She says, so, what are the most common scenarios where women use men? Number one, she's quoting is, you are not man enough. There are women that tend to put the man down by using the phrase, you aren't man enough, hoping to hurt the men, make him do something that they want or both. In other words, attacking his pride. It's a very easy trick, guys. How many of you guys have had girls attack your pride? And the guy, it has a predictable knee-jerk reaction to it, and can't fall for it. She says, I know too many men that entered a relationship with one type of woman, but soon realized they were actually in a relationship with someone else. These women are acting all nice and supportive just to get the man hooked, and then later decide to show their true face. That sounds like a bait-and-switch girlfriend, or bait-and-switch fiancé, or bait-and-switch wife. How many of you guys have experienced that? How many times have I covered that in different stories? Says, when they were dating, she spoke softly and always looked neat. When they were dating, she accepted his children and showed support. Now when she's got him, she doesn't let him call his children. When they were dating, she encouraged him to go out with his friends on Thursday nights, but now she made him delete all of his social networks. When they were dating, she was grateful for the flowers he brought her. Now he's not man enough because he can't afford to get her the car she wants on top of the mortgage that he pays. Bait and switch. Now, any guy that puts up with this crap, it's the old saying, first time shame on them, second time shame on you. And any guy that puts up with this bull crap, it's on them. But believe me, there are a lot of gals that are very crafty and good at hiding it, and they can put on the act for years. And then they get a ring on their finger and say, I do, and all of a sudden it's like, it's Dr. Jekyll and Miss Hyde, or let's be honest, Dr. Jekyll and Miss Bitch. So, it's tough for guys. The best thing you can do to protect yourself is simply be on your own. But for your relationship guys, the best thing to do to protect yourself is essentially take years to be with her. To see how she handles every situation, thick and thin. How she responds. When you have conflict, does she try to resolve things in a mature adult manner by communicating? Or does she throw a hissy fit and scream and throw plates at you and all that? And you get my point. Or is she passive aggressive? These are all things to pay attention to. And if she doesn't handle communication very well, get out of there. If she tries to keep you away from your friends, get out of there. If she isn't supportive of your goals and ambitions and all that, get out of there. If she tries to use these different tactics that she's going to mention in here, get out of there. And then after years of all these scenarios and situations, if she's still super cool, then proceed with caution, but still at least you had got some time in there to see how she handles life in its situations. Or you're on your own, or if you're a relationship guy, but you don't get married. No sense. You can have a great relationship. And if she decides that's it, I'm leaving you because I want that ring on my finger, then go. You can replace her because you're a high-value guy. And you don't give a crap because you can't give a crap. Because the second you start giving a crap, that's where the weakness is exploited. Anyway, I'm going on here. She said, men can't expect women to be flawless. Men want women to be true. A woman shouldn't start out playing the super sexy do-it-all woman or role at the beginning and then change to a psycho. We should present ourselves as we are at the start of the relationship instead of playing games. Well, I agree with that. And again, this is written by a woman, and maybe she herself is, a unicorn, rare, and she's actually as cool and she is who she is in the beginning and in the end. But a lot aren't like that, and it's unfortunate. I guarantee you, there are guys all over the world that are going to watch this. That either they themselves or someone they know was in a relationship where they thought she was the coolest thing ever, so great, blah, blah, blah. And then the true colors came out a few years later or after they got married. If that happened to you, comment below. She says here, Maxwell Jordan points to these tendencies in many of his articles. It is disturbing that so many women present their entire demeanor differently as the relationship gets going. Men often feel tricked and trapped, especially when an unexpected pregnancy is involved. Now we're getting into that. When this happens, men don't know what to do. They are confused and they can't believe their partner anymore as they can't trust the woman they thought they once knew. Well, once trust is gone, it's over. And so many guys stay in relationships even though the trust is gone. Later today, I'm going to be doing another video about a guy, definitely the trust is gone, and yet he's on the fence about things. You'll see later. You'll see my response to that. When this happens, men don't know what to do. They are confused, and they can't believe their partner anymore, as they can't trust the woman they thought they once knew. It says here, if someone could just help me. I know too many women who enjoy being drama queens. Many of them actually believe that this behavior will make them seem more attractive to men. In what universe is your gal being a drama queen an attractive quality? That makes absolutely no sense. And she's talking about women that she knows are drama queens. Well, guess what? All women love drama. I don't care how cool she is. They either like a little bit on occasion to keep things interesting, or they like a whole lot of drama. So if you think you're never going to get a drama-free girl, or doesn't like a little bit of drama, you're dreaming. But there's a little bit. And if she's honest, she'll admit it. Says, unfortunately, sometimes the technique of whining, nagging, causing issue works, as men want to avoid drama, so they give their queen whatever she wants to avoid the problems, enabling her behavior. I'll be a drama queen, I'll throw a fit, I'll throw a tantrum, and eventually my man will cave because us guys don't like drama, and she gets her way. And this dumbass goes along with it. Don't be that guy, guys. When he wants to play video games, she pesters him why he isn't spending time with her. When he schedules an evening with his brother, she somehow manages to get sick and needs him to stay home. When she has bills to pay, she calls him and cries, so he gives her the money and lets her stay irresponsible. All manipulation tactics. All these techniques are used to manipulate, extort, and eventually control the man. See, guys, when you get yourself in a place where you actually respect yourself, you're doing well for yourself in whatever your purpose is in life, in your career, your business, you're making good money, you're feeling comfortable, you're taking care of yourself physically, going to the gym, you're looking good, have a nice car, dress well, all these things, have people that like, good friends, good support network, you have other women that like you, you're not going to tolerate this crap. But a lot of guys do. Either because they don't think very highly of themselves, no self-worth, no self-esteem, which is why I encourage you guys to focus on your purpose and make yourselves better, and therefore then you won't fall victim to this crap. Or simply they get the hottest girl they've ever saw, and that tight ass and those big boobs in their face completely just blinds them, and they put up with crap like this. I don't care how hot she is. It's not worth your pride. It's not worth lowering yourself to behave like these types of guys. Don't do it, guys. She says, will you pass the test? Now we're going to get on to testing, which I tell you they do all the time. Women like to test men. When you have an important appointment, she calls up and asks you to change the plans to be with her because she needs you. Never change your plans. She wants to know how far she can go to get what she wants. She's asking you to prove your loyalty. She will repeat this a couple of times until you stop going anywhere. She will use the words, if you really care for me, you will stay and do this for us. At times, she might withhold you know what from you as punishment or as just to get you to do things that she wants. This will be another test of hers. She might also cry to get you to sympathize with her and effectively, again, do what she wants. Men don't like seeing a woman cry as they feel uncomfortable and feel as if they need to do something for it to stop. A few tantrums and most men will do anything to get it to stop. Women know that. This kind of testing in a relationship is indeed cruel and abusive. Women may flirt to inspire jealousy, or they will go on talking about different male friends to make the man envious. Maybe she wants to punish you or wants to make you feel like as if you could lose her any minute. So, what does this behavior sound like, guys? The constant testing of your strength, the constant testing of what you'll do, what she can get away with. It sounds like childish behavior because they're acting like children. This is what kids do. Think about it, guys. When you were a little kid, you usually knew what parent you could push their buttons and get things away with, and the other parent you could not get away with anything. In my house growing up, I knew that I could pull some bullshit and my mom is not going to yell at me or ground me or anything like that. And I would test the barriers of my mom all the time because I knew I was a boy, so she was softer on me than she was my sister, and I could go with a lot more. My dad, on the other hand, I repeat, never pulled any crap. You know why? Because he was old school and he respected himself and he didn't take any shit. And believe me, that dude would have that belt off and whip me like Indiana Jones with his whip like that if I got out of line. Because he was old school back when there was some corporal punishment for your kids. And he would or yell at me or something like that. He didn't take crap from anybody. But again, this is what children do. And for you parents, you know what I'm talking about. They test those barriers. It's the same thing with the girls. And you can't let them do it. But women also test because they also want to see what kind of guy you are. You know, if you're a total pushover, and then boom, they know, and they may move on because they want some guy that's actually a leader, that has self-respect. So, and I know you can go on YouTube and search why do women test men or subjects like that, and you can see videos from dudes, you can see videos from women, and the women will always justify and say, well, this is our screening process, blah, 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 and they'll have their reasons. In fact, I challenge you to search that right now, watch some videos on this. And it is their screening process, but regardless, they still act like children with the testing. And you got to be aware of this. And It doesn't make a difference if it's your first date or you've been with her for 25 years. There's still going to be testing going on. You need to understand this and pay attention. Again, this is for you dating and relationship guys. For you guys that are done, doesn't matter. This will just reinforce why you live the lifestyle that you do. Anyhow, she says, but whatever the reason she does this and expects you to be in a relationship with her is just being manipulative and abusive. Next category, I don't know how I got pregnant. This one pains me the most. I know women who have poked a hole in a condom, lied about taking the pills, and lied about the biological father of the child. Gee, how many times have I covered this subject on this channel? There are women out there that just use men to entrap them to provide for them and to have an easy life. The way they do it is to get pregnant. I heard of enough women who have done this and ultimately have destroyed the lives, hoping to selfishly better theirs. Guys, I've had women admit they do this. Not they themselves, but known other women that have done this. I've done articles about this. This is why you always wear protection. Always. And also, you dispose your protection. And when I say dispose, I don't mean you're at her place and you did the nasty and you throw your condom in her trash can and wrap it up in some tissues and throw it in the trash can and leave. I'm talking you take that thing and you get rid of it. Whether you flush it down the toilet or the point is you don't leave it there. Because I've heard stories about how the second he leaves, ooh, don't mind if I do. And she inserts it somewhere, and if she's lucky, and if she gets what she wants, next thing you know, oh, surprise, I'm pregnant. How'd that happen? Or guys, they go for the, oh, I'm what's the word? Whatever, she's on the pill. They go for the, oh, okay, no problem. I know multiple guys whose girlfriends were in their 30s, when a lot are ready to be mommies. And their whole lives they were using protection, they were on the pill, and then just, oops, I don't know how it happened. And these guys now have, that was the path that led them down to marrying them. Don't be that guy. There are women there that use men to entrap them to provide for them and have an easy life. I read this part. It says, be careful always. Some women won't like your too careful behavior, and that's already a red flag. A self-sufficient, honest, independent woman with no agenda will encourage safe behavior. Your life is way too precious to throw it away. Have kids with a psycho. The ex will haunt you and punish your children for the rest of your life. Always remember that it's better for you to have an okay sex than to regret a mistake for a lifetime. Translation, stay away from the crazy girls. You know, the hot crazy scale. She says here, not all women are like the depictions above, but the fact stays that females do get more attracted to men with more resources, but the ultimate choice to be abusive and use men is of the woman. Yeah, I agree that not all are like this, in spite of what many may want to think. But there are enough out there. So you have to be careful. And as you guys are becoming better versions of yourselves, if you will, as I'm encouraging you to do everything you can to improve your life, you're going to be more attractive to the opposite sex. And for those of you that are really going to be doing well for yourselves, I mean, really going far in your career, starting your own companies, making a lot of money, and it can't be hidden, you really got to watch out. Especially you guys that didn't get a lot of ass as a teenager or in college, and now are hoping, they're like rubbing your hands together. I'm going to make up for lost time now that I got this Ferrari, and I make $800,000 a year, and I got millions and millions in my different accounts. I'm going to make up for lost time. You better be careful. In other words, not every woman is like this. Obviously, however, many women do behave like this, and not enough men speak out about it. No one deserves to be used. Okay, well, to the lady that wrote this, I truly hope you're sincere about this, and if you are, thank you for doing this. Again, it's like the criminal helping the feds catch other criminals. So every once in a while, you can get some ones that will help us, but it was a good article. It definitely reveals all these things, and you guys have heard me talk about these different things in different articles I've done or stories, but when you have a gal point these things out, it's important to pay attention to. So for your relationship guys out there, this proves it. Be careful. All those different things she was talking about. And at the end of the day, they all manipulate. Let's be honest here. You just have to learn to read them. And as I've said before in other videos, I just want to end on this. Most powerful thing you can do, guys, aside from walking away, because that's really powerful, is not giving a shit. I mean, really. You're doing so well for yourself that it doesn't work out with her, even though, let's just say you got one that you think is a good one. I want to emphasize you think. And you're having a good time. She's treating you well, loyal, all that. But you know darn well that if she starts acting childish or pulling controlling tactics or manipulation or whatever, too much drama, you can leave. You're not getting too attached. And, you know, I don't think you can read as many articles as I do, read the stories, watch the videos, where you just reach a point that you're not gonna, just instinctively, you're not going to let yourself get too attached. And I know you want to think, oh, you find that right girl and you want to fall in love like they show in the Hallmark movies and all that, and then everything will be okay. And then you wouldn't have to sleep with one eye open and pay attention to the red flags and listen to your gut, but you have to. With all these stories, all these articles, all that, and all you guys, there's one guy watching this doesn't know some guy that was badly burned. So it shows you have to really pay attention. But the trick is not getting too attached, having a take or leave it attitude, and then you can replace them, and that's it, and being able to walk away. Because when you can walk away, oh, the power that has. And for you guys to know what I'm talking about, trust me on that. But anyway, I'm going off topic here. All right, guys, that is it for today. Be sure to comment down below. Let me know what you think about this. And be sure to like the video, share with your friends, and subscribe. And I'll catch you next time.